this is a 20-minute energizing flow. Perfect way to start your day, especially if you've got a busy day or an active day. Let's get a little bit of blood pumping around the body and give us some energy to carry us through, or just a lovely 20-minute sequence you can fit into your day wherever you can so we don't miss out on our yoga. Let's begin standing, finding mountain pose at the front of your mat, or even if you don't have a mat, we can do this anywhere. Mountain pose, you want your feet hip distance apart. You want to draw the belly in. You want to roll the shoulders down the back, palms are forwards, and just take a little tuck of the tailbone. So rather than arching the back, we're pushing everything down, pulling everything in, standing nice and tall. And I want you to take some centering breaths here. If it's comfortable, you can close your eyes. But just giving yourself time to move into your yoga practice and finding that connection between the body, the mind and the breath. Using the inhale to lift you up, crown of the head grows tall, using the exhale to roll the shoulders down the back. Just release any tension, tightness you're holding on to. One more round. And then we'll gently blink the eyes open. Bring the hands to prayer, and I want you to gently lift your prayer up to the sky. Interlace the hands, push them up. We're going to take a really nice stretch through the whole body here. And then exhale, bring it over to the left. We're going to hold onto our right arm and pull it across, looking for our side bend, our tick-tock pose. Hips to the right, bringing that arm over, and then we'll release through center. Little reset, interlace and push. Shoulders soft. This time as you exhale over to the right, lovely side bend here. We're trying to keep those hips nice and stretched, pushing them to the left, perhaps holding onto your left wrist and pulling yourself across a little bit more. Keep the breath flowing. And then we come back through center. Beautiful. Open out those arms into cactus arms. And I want you to just pull everything back like a book as we gently start to hinge. So we're going to lean back and look up. Hips move forwards, chest lifts, belly pushes forwards, everything folds back into your back bend. Squeeze the glutes, open the heart space, and then as you exhale, bring everything through center, find that connection with the hands, roll it down, release over the body and let go. Uttanasana pose, give the head a nice little shake from side to side if it's good. Hold the elbows, let's just start to feel nice stretches up the backs of the legs and nice stretches around the back of the sacrum and the lower back. Really nice. Beautiful. Then we're going to plant our hands and just step it back. Downward facing dog. Let's see how we feel in our downward dog today. So working the heels down to the mat, but then actively pushing your chest back to your thighs. Now any movements you want to take in downward dog are always fine. See what the body needs, listen to the body, stretch it out, give it a little wiggle. Downward facing dog, beautiful. One more breath now, let's find some stillness. And then take a nice big stretch up onto those tippy toes, growing lovely and tall. Exhale, peel the heels down. Roll it forwards. Find a plank and just settle into your plank. Spread those fingers. If you didn't land in a plank, you could perhaps go a little bit wider in your downward dog. Knit the tummy in and round the shoulders ever so slightly so we're not collapsing like this. We're pushing the ground away. Gaze to the front of your mat. One more breath in your plank. Activate the backs of those legs. And then we'll slowly release. I just want you to roll over the toes one by one and gently find a back bend. Now if upward dog is too strong, you can come a little lower. I want the shoulders down away from the ears. Nice weight in those hips and a sense of pulling the chest through, breathing into the back, seeing how we feel. As you exhale, come back over those toes, downward facing dog, little pedal, shake it out, and then we'll head back to the front of our mat. So you're going to move the gaze first. You're looking to take little baby steps, and if it's comfortable, keeping the legs nice and straight, using the hip socket as you go. You'll find a place to land, halfway lift, flat back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, fold down, Uttanasana. Good, root down, rise up, coming up nice and slowly, finding prayer hands. Exhale, bring the prayer down to heart center, find mountain pose. Reset, take a little breath. Well done, a little wiggle. We're going to flow through 3 sun salutations now. Always use whichever option feels good for you. Knees can be off the floor or down on the ground. But we'll start mountain pose, standing nice and tall. Breathing in and find your back bend. Hips forwards, shoulders rolled, heart open as you exhale. Hinge from your hips. Come down with a nice long spine. Hands stay nice and high as you fold. Release over the legs and then breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, plant hands. Step left leg and then right leg. You're back in your plank. Set yourself up. Watch me tip myself forwards to then lower through chaturanga. Halfway down. And then over those toes into your back bend. Upward facing dog or a cobra. As you exhale, bring it back over those toes. You're in downward facing dog again. Good. Each down dog, you're going to set the breath. Check in with the body. Bring everything back to the present. Let's go 2 more times. Inhale, look forwards. Left leg steps. Right leg follows. Find halfway lifts. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root down, rise up. Open into your back bend. As you breathe out, hinge and fold, flat back as you go. Halfway lift, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, plant hands, this time right leg, left leg back. Takes you to plank, find the plank, dip it forwards and lower down. Nice control, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale over those toes, downward facing dog. Breathing into those stretches. Downward dog is a stretch of 2 halves, not just the legs. That lovely stretch from the fingertips to the tailbone. Gaze to the front, This time lead with your right leg. Left leg follows. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Root down, rise up. Let's find that back bend. Open your heart space. And then as you exhale, hinge and fold, coming back down for that last sun salutation. Leading with a halfway lift. Exhale, plant, option to step or option to jump back. Find plank, set yourself up, and then lower through chaturanga. Into your upward facing dog. Back into your downward facing dog. Nice deep breath in here, hips high. Nice deep breath out, heels low. Let's lift the left leg to the sky and we're just going to sweep it through in between the hands. Lower the back knee, untuck those toes. We're coming up into low lunge, so we're going to bring our hands onto the knee. Just check in the ankle is below the knee. Start to push the body back. Take a nice deep breath. Arms join, this is your low lunge. All of that nice control in the lower half of the body. So we're not just sinking down, falling, we're squeezing. Pushing through the hips, lifting through the fingers, leaning back. Low lunge takes you to half splits. Hands come down. Straighten out that left leg. Toes to the sky, option to slide forwards. Fine, try and keep a long spine if you can. If it's hard to reach the ground, you can always balance on your thigh. If you've got blocks around you, you can use them. All we're trying to do is close that gap. So hinging forwards and down. Good. Hands to the floor, hands to the leg. Let's go one more breath. And then we'll slowly release. Sole of the foot comes down. Tuck the back toes, lift off. Runner's lunge. I want really nice strong back leg here. No droopy knees. Power through that right leg. Push through the sole of the left foot. Come up into your high lunge. Keep it into a nice deep bend. Work the left thigh. Beautiful. Lifting your fingers up to the sky. Shoulders nice and soft. High lunge pose. Good, and then we'll take a little bounce. We're going to try and hop it forwards into warrior 3. If you're really wide and it's not going to happen, take a little step, make it easier, find the control, tipping into the left leg, floating up with the right leg. Hands can be prayer, aeroplane, or out in front. So you're trying to find that nice parallel shape, like a capital T. Leg nice and high. One more breath. Arms pulling up by ears if they're extended, and then we'll swing everything forwards. Bring the knee up into the chest. See how far you can grow tall, give it a little squeeze. And then pop it back down. You're in mountain pose, back to square one, shoulders soft, standing nice and tall. We'll do the other side. Sweeping our way up on a breath in, hands to prayer. Exhale, hinge and fold, coming down with that same control. Halfway lift. Good, plant hands, step, jump or float it back. You're looking for your plank, you're setting your plank, and then you're tipping and lowering. Chaturanga moves you through to your back bend. Upward facing dog or cobra. Roll over those toes. Back in downward facing dog. Oops, my mat's moving. And then we'll stretch into that right side leg. So we're going to bring the leg up. Sweep it through. First stage, low lunge, so untuck those toes. Begin on the knee so we can just start to find that weight. You're going to keep pushing those hips forwards and down. Trying to lean back through the upper body. If you're balanced, fingers, arms all join in. Nice, active, long arms, gazing up to your hands if it's comfortable. And then we'll exhale, bring it back down. Frame the right foot, take it back, half splits. Remember, you can always shuffle forwards a little bit. You want a bit more space here. You can use blocks, you can come onto the thigh, completely up to you. I just don't want you to round into this pose, I want long spines. Good, 2 more breaths. Really push through the back of the right calf, back of the right knee, back of the right thigh, toes back, heels away. Good, then we'll set ourselves up, runner's lunge, nice deep lunge. Back of that left leg, lovely and active, rooting down, rising up when you're ready, finding high lunge. Look at this back leg, drive it up to the sky, heel nice and high. That's why it's called high lunge. You've got all of that lovely height. Start to bounce, you're going to tip into the right leg, float it forwards to your warrior 3. Now see where you want to go, prayer hands, aeroplane arms, long arms, it's your balance. Just find something to focus on. Give everything a little squeeze. 1 more breath. Oops. And then we're going to bring it forwards and up. Hugging the knee into the chest. Standing nice and tall. Beautiful. Gently release. Foot comes down. Give everything a nice little shake. Well done. Mountain pose. Let's take a step back. So whichever way. Coming to a nice side-on stance. We're going to take our wide-legged forward fold. I want you to bring those hands to the hips so you can move from your pelvis. Breathe in to open. Breathe out, gently rocking. So flat back as you go. Gently release, upper body down. And then when you're ready, you're going to release those arms. Move around. Take any releases that feel good here. If you want to hold opposite elbows and sway, have a little sway. If you want to go wider with your feet, take the legs out a little bit further. If you have a headstand in your practice, it's a nice place to practice. So if your head touches the floor and you can create a tripod base with your hands, you can start to find lightness in the soles of the feet. So what I'm going to do is rock the weight into my head, lift my heels. If I feel like I can find lightness, maybe hover, or maybe find that journey up into headstand. Holding as long as you feel comfortable. Try and release with the same control. Oh, and then come back up. Ignore my red face now. Let's find flat back all together. So lovely length in the spine. You're going to bring your left hand down onto the floor or onto a block and then take your right fingertips up. Move from the middle of your back. Your whole torso is twisting. Exhale, bring it down. Good. Reset in the middle. Right hand down. Left arm up. Breathing all the way down the spine, keeping it lovely and long. Exhale back. Really good. Gently rotate round. Let's come back to the front of our mat and step it back into one last downward dog. So hopefully now we got a bit more space. Maybe those heels are a little bit lower to the ground. Amazing. Let's take a little jump halfway. Cross your feet and then just allow everything to come back down to the mat. Long legs, give them a little shake out. We're in Dandasana, staff pose, nice little right angle, straight lines. Let's give you some nice releases now. A right leg hugs in, sitting nice and tall. Hop it over the left leg. Squeeze everything in nice and tight. Left arm hugs, right fingertips just nice and light behind you. So we're not leaning back here. Lifting up, moving from the middle of our spine. Deep breaths, holding that leg in. Get the stretch into the IT band. And then option as we unravel if you want to. Spin round to the other side, adjust your right toes so they're turning to the wall and perhaps lifting up and just taking a big stretch through that right side body. Exhale, release. Good. Release the right leg, take it long, little shake, and we'll do the other side. Sitting nice and tall, left leg squeezes in, hop it over. This time we're heading round to the left. Hugging with the right arm, sitting nice and tall. Lightness in these left fingertips. Really move now into the back. This is so important. These twists are so good. So squeezing, lifting, rotating. And then we'll unravel. Round through centre. Adjust the left foot if you want to. And then you're going to push through the sole of that left foot as you lift off for your side bend. Exhale, use the core, use the arm to lower down softly, unravel both legs, give them a little shake out, and then let's go into a nice fold. So bend the knees a little bit if you want to, roll any flesh away from the sit bones, so nothing's in our way, and then we're going to just find our way forwards and down. Does not matter how low you go. If you're here and you're feeling deep stretches in the backs of the legs, hold here. You can pull the toes back, press the heels down and just keep finding that heaviness and weight in the backs of the legs. Close your eyes, 3 nice long breaths. Keep working with a nice lengthening inhale and then exhale to let go. So as you're ready to release, you roll up slowly, gently lean back into those hands. We're going to bring the elbows in, shoulders in, lift the chest, push the belly forwards, arch the back as much as you can. And then if you want to, just a little squeeze brings you up into reverse plank. As you exhale, bring it down nice and slowly. Bend both knees. Let's find our little flat part behind those sit bones before the tailbone. Little tuck of the pelvis under, coming down with nice control as we release down onto the floor. Stretching into our full body stretch, arms long, legs long. Let's finish with 2 nice twists. So you're going to hug the right knee up and in first. Bring it into the chest, give everything a little squeeze. And then exhale, bring it across the body, right hand grounds you. Add weight with your left arm as much as you want to. Gently bring your gaze to the right and breathe. Try and keep the right shoulder down, nice and heavy. 2 more breaths. Amazing. Coming back through centre, little squeeze. And then we'll take it long, swap sides, left leg in. Nice big hug of that knee, working the hip flexor. And then we'll roll it across the body, push with the right hand, left palm down is grounding you. Find your twist, tilt your head to the left and breathe here. Slowly come back through centre. Left leg comes in, right leg comes up to join it. Wrapping your arms around your shins, giving yourself a really nice hug and squeeze, anything you need. And then it's completely up to you. If you want to, just let yourself go now. A nice long Shavasana if you have the time. Pause the video, close your eyes, and just come back to all of that breath, all of those sensations, and noticing how your body feels after your practice. Whenever you're ready, you're slowly and gently finding your way back up, just however feels comfortable. Come to cross-legged. Any movements that feel good, let's sweep those arms up all the way, finding prayer hands, and then bringing the prayer down to heart center to finish your practice. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.